6 furlongs is our sixth race. Let's get away from that fifth. This is 5 furlongs on the turf. Fillies and mares 3 and up. Non-winners of 2 in life or 3-year-olds, $12,500. And number 8, Rogue Lady, is on top of both tickets.
How does she get beat here? I don't know. I mean, I think that, again, if you're playing the early pick 4, this is, this is one of those situations where you have 3 potential singles in a 4-horse multi-leg wager. So my strategy is always quite simple. I play all 3 of them as a single and buy the 4th leg, and then single each one of them, have a total of 4 tickets. And then if one of those 4 win and I can get prices in the other races, now all of a sudden I have a good ticket. If all of the singles win, I have an extra time to get my money back. Rogue Lady takes a big drop in class for Jason Service. Literally, folks, all she has to do is run back to one of her worst races in about 4 months, and she'll win. If she runs back to the March race at Gulfstream Park where she broke her maiden, she earned a 67 figure while winning for $50,000. That's her lowest figure since then, so she's run 70s and 80s in New Jersey over the winter time. She's coming in from New Jersey, been off since July. I mean, she does kind of worry you from the standpoint of why the drop. But boy, does this a drop, because not only is she dropping in for 12.5, this is a weak 12.5.
Yeah, I actually put that down as, why the drop in my analysis. What I wanted to ask you about was the 4 Hot Cotton. This one's going to try and duplicate the current consistent form today on the turf after notching its second win on the dirt, including defeating a next out winner called in Golden Friendships last time out. I don't know. I used this horse in my ticket, but I'm not convinced it can translate that form to the turf.
I'm not convinced from a standpoint of race flow, which is why Hot Cotton didn't land on my ticket. I don't know that she's fast enough to keep up with some of these horses early, because even horses like Ginebra, who I use second, she's going to be okay going 5/8 on the turf because she's got a really quick first gear. Hot Cotton just has an okay first gear and doesn't really have a finishing kick, so to speak. She ran down Golden Friendships. The wheels fell off on Golden Friendships late in the race last time out. She came back to win off the claim non-winners of 2. Again, this is not a very tough race. This is a beautiful race for a horse like Rogue Lady, who's eligible for non-winners of 2, but this race comes up a lot easier than that. Ginebra made second on my ticket. She's a 5-time winner, facing horses that are, a lot of them are non-winners of 2 eligible. Hot Cotton, the lone exception to that, is non-winners of 3. So it's tough to figure, because 3-year-olds can run wide open in this condition. If you're an older horse, you have to have only won 1 race.
Yeah, and I also use the 3 Megan's Holiday will face winners edging clear on the grass to defeat $12,500 maidens. At this very distance, I was looking for a horse that might be on the ticket. I know you don't like to jump up from maiden up into winners, but I figured this might be a logical spot, being non-winners of 2. Maybe you can get the job done in here. Proven commodities so far at the distance.
Well, I'm going to go on record with a little bit less confident as I was the other day when we had Sunday. We had Quiet Kitten and Breaking the City as a cold punch exacta. It paid nothing, but it paid. I'm going to say this is a cold punch exacta. For me, this is a cold punch 8-2.
Okay, you heard it here first. Let's go to our 7th race of the afternoon. And this 7th race, as I flip the page, 7 furlongs, maiden claimers, fillies 2-year-olds, $16,000. We want to go back and show you race number 8 from September 28, and it's Gimme the Purse getting fanned wide at the top of the stretch. And I wanted to show this race. It gets fanned wide here, but the horse that's I think is going to be in the favorite was also in this race today, the Zamatara.
Zamarata is the 2-horse there, and Gimme the Purse swishing her tail on the outside. She was really green that afternoon. She took a lot of money. She went off 6-5. I like her right back here for Jason DaCosta. I think she got enough out of that race from an experience standpoint where she can move forward off that race. She had every opportunity to throw out the anchor. She did show some late interest that day, and I don't have any faith in Zamarata. You saw her. She just one pace. I mean, Zamarata's one pace. When she wins, she will win against horses that are one paced also. This is not a very tough race. I think a better start for Gimme the Purse will land a better result. There's not a whole lot of speed in here. If Boca Chica can get her away running, and she has actually figured out in her second start of her life what exactly she's supposed to do, DaCosta can get him ready, and I think that she bodes very, very well here. She's 4-1 on the morning line. I hope I get that. I think that's probably an appropriate placement, by the way. I just hope we can get that because I think she's a good bet at that
And we
price.
both used the number 4 Kanafa in here, turning back to a sprint after following a third-place finish. That was in the slop, going 5.5 furlongs. Then comes back, stalks the pace, fades to finish fifth. That was going a one-turn mile. It was on a sloppy track. I think the fast conditions today is going to help this horse.
Kanafa made my ticket, even though she brutally cost me last time out. Heavily invested on her, and she didn't run a step. And she didn't run a step against horses that were really not that good. And we had some horses come out of that race that have not come out to run well. So she's not exiting a very good race. Keep that in mind when you're using Kanafa. The key here, if you're going to play her, is that she has shown the propensity to be a part of the pace, and she gets a rider switch from Josie Gomez to Arnie Fontanez. Arnie's been riding very, very well on horses like this. I gave her another chance, but for me, there's a big separation there between the 3 and 4.
Let's go to our 8th race of the afternoon. You ready?
Well, wait a minute. You didn't talk about Zamorata at all. You made me talk about her.
You made me. You poo-pooed her so much that I let her go there. She's not bet. She's got a break from post 12. She's got Edgar Zayas. I just like the top 2 there, the 3 and the 12, to be part of my exacta box.
No argument. I'm just wanting to make sure you got the devil is due. You know, I mean. You're the first to toot your own horn when you win one, so I wanted to make sure you had an opportunity.
That's such a lie here. I play a dead hand no matter what. By the way, the other day, let's go to our 8th race here before we have some troubles here. I'm getting mad now. 5 furlongs on the turf, allowance optional claimant. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, claiming price $25,000. We're going to take a trip back to Gulfstream during the winter, back on February 12th, and we're going to show you Henry's song, Getting Up to Break His Maiden by a Neck, going this same 5 furlong distance. And I'll tell you why I'm showing you this race. In fact, it's been a while, and of course, Henry's song, you'll see closing here, runs very, very nicely. But the horse that was third in that race, Pete, Zendaya, who finished third in that race, come back and won an allowance at Belmont and was third in the Autumn Miss at Santa Anita on Saturday. So this horse keeping some great company, coming back for good connections here, and I just think, class of the field.
Listen, you're not going to have any argument from me. That's a very valuable backtrack, very valuable company line that I wasn't aware of. My only question on this horse is the horse ready? She's been off since February. If she's ready, she's probably the winner of this race. There's some other horses in here that have been more recent with their form, including the number 2 Perfect Step, who you used second. I used right on top. Christine Jenks is having horses in South Florida for the first time. Longtime rider Hector Vieira will be at the helm of that outfit this winter. Carlos Marquez rides for Christine Jenks here today. Should trip out pretty good coming in from Hawthorne. That race last time, Stalk and Pounce, that's the trip you want with Perfect Step. There's some other speed in here. I think that she has a chance first off the van in Chicago.
Yeah, and it was a pretty nice race. If you're a buyer of number aficionado, got 81 in that race. The daughter of Congrats. You look at her record at this distance: 4 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds. So she likes to sprint on the grass at this 5.5 furlong distance. The other horse we both used on her ticket was the 3 Silver Sachet, returning to the turf for only the second time, turning back to 5/8. Came back from a 7-week layoff. We had a 3.5 length lead and finished second. That was against $16,000 optional claimers, going 6 furlongs on the dirt. Here's the only thing, Kirk Zadie, we talk about him all the time. Every one of his percentages is 41, 43, 49. Going from dirt to turf, he's only 18%.
That's a very valuable statistic. You have to ask yourself if Silver Sachet is as good on the turf as she is on the dirt. Then you have to evaluate what kind of price she's going to be and discern whether you think the risk is worth the investment. Listen, this is another race. Ronnie and I do this all the time. We pick the same 3 horses in one of the toughest races on the card. You have to spread here. We didn't even talk about the 9 Subtle. She was second last time out in an A other than at Monmouth over the turf course. She was favored in a 2 other than allowance at Saratoga 3 starts ago. She's a winner here at Monmouth 4 starts ago. She's a 2-time Saratoga winner. She was second in the turf Amazon at Philadelphia last year. And she's not on our top 3. So that gives you an idea just how tough this race is. This is a race where if you're playing multi-leg exotics, you have to spread here.
Well, let's go to our 9th race of the afternoon, 1 mile, an allowance optional claimer. Fillies, 2-year-olds, $75,000 at the claiming level. Scratch the 3. Palipushko also scratched the 6-horse Extreme Excess. And we're going to go back and show you a video of Moment of Delight.
You amaze me. These horses are softballs, and you're picking against them. Moment of Delight for trainer Bill Kaplan. We're on Leva riding here. Have to ask yourself one question on Moment of Delight. It's the only question I have. Is this a tune-up for something nothing else. That's all I want to know. I wish I could ask Bill Kaplan myself. If it's not, she wins by probably 10 or 12 lengths. If it is, in my opinion, she wins by 2 or 3 lengths. I think she's much the best horse here. If she is going to get beat, I think it might be by a horse in the center gate, Danessa Deluxe. She's been very, very, very gritty in her racing career so far. She lost a heartbreaker in the debut. She's shown very, very professional running style and late kick in those races. I don't like your top pick here, so I don't know if this is Pancake Central. You already owe me from the last time, but I don't like Sky Limit. I don't like the race that she comes out of. I do like the way she ran in there, but she's going to have to take a step, improve in the right direction for Todd Pletcher.
And I see it a different way. I wrote she was very impressive.
Cut me right off. I love it. Go ahead.
She was very impressive, by the way. She closed to win that 6-furlong career debut at Gulfstream. Was on that sealed sloppy track that day, and I just remember that race of being saying, "Wow, that's a really nice horse closing the way she did." You saw it a different way, and Pletcher is 28% winning consecutive races. You're absolutely right about Moment of Delight, but every once in a while, I just went by what I thought I saw and put that one on top.
Listen, that's the great thing about horse racing. Nobody can ever argue with you about your own opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. I think Sky Limit's going to maybe be overbet. Now, I know that's kind of silly when you're looking me dead in the eye and going that you're going to pick a horse that's going to be 4 to 5. But if Sky Limit is the best alternative to Moment of Delight, then I'm going to single Moment of Delight. If I'm right, I think Danessa Deluxe or Bella Kalina is another horse you might want to consider. Bill White stretching out around 2 turns. Only thing I want to note about Bella Kalina, talk about getting it all your own way last time. I was on the bandwagon the last time. I was very happy with the ride and the trip, but she's going to have a different pace scenario here today. Jamie's Dancer's making her 12th start as a 2-year-old. She does have some seasoning for Barry Rose, and she's stakes tested. So again, for me, Moment of Delight or Spread City.
That's it. So Moment of Delight or Spread City. I like the 7 in there. We'll see how that works out. That is Sky Limit. That looks like maybe waffles today. 7.5 furlongs is our last race on the turf, race number 10. It's for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up. These are condition claimers. The price is $30,000 down to $25,000. Scratch the 3, feeling better today. I went with the number 9 horse in here, Wild About Jazz. You went to a speed horse in here, which I thought was no good on the turf, and that's the one, Spanish Concert.
Listen, it's not always no good. It was not good early in the week last week. It didn't play well over the weekend with all the rain. But Sunday and Monday, it dried out nicely to the point where Monday it was actually probably more of an advantage to have some tactical speed. The winner still came from mid-flight, but Spanish Concert for Kathleen O'Connell. Welcome back to South Florida Riding Colony. Jockey Antonio Gallardo, fresh off of a fantastic summer after a fantastic winter meeting at Tampa Bay Downs, went north to Presque Isle, won the title up there, and was something like 45% at Thistledown when he shipped to Thistledown for the big money. Comes back here to South Florida for Kathleen O'Connell. Inside draw, not a lot of speed in here. That's the key. Listen, I don't care what the bias is. If you're going to be in front by yourself, I'll take a shot. And I don't see a lot of speed in here. Marie's Music will try to go. She's not as fast as Spanish Concert early. Mr. Gallardo, fresh off of a freshening in Spain, visiting family. He's ready to rock and roll in Spanish Concert. It's my play in race number 10.
A lot of fun in Spain when I was younger. I went with the number 9, Wild About Jazz, turning back slightly to 7.5 furlongs, weakening at the 16th pole last time out. To finish third, beating only 2 lengths as the favorite. That was going a mile. Dave Brady, Edgar Zayas. I thought the 1 might not last all the way through, and the 9 would be the logical horse to just come up and catch him at the 7.5 furlong distance.
Well, I can't add to that because that's why the 9's second for exactly that same ideology. The only thing that kind of worried me about Wild About Jazz's last race, the winner Wild Songstress was 60 to 1 that day, and as you can see in the running line, this filly had every opportunity and just flattened out. Maybe had to have moved a little too soon. Maybe that's an alibi. We'll see if she gets a more favorable run here today.
Number 6, Royal, was given some time off after finishing 5th behind aforementioned Wild About Jazz back on September 7th. Pedro Walder, you know his exploits with horses coming off a 31 to 60-day freshening. He's like up near 30%, 28%, whatever it is. Got Edgar Prado handling that rematch today.
Please do me a favor on number 6, So Royal. If you're going to bet against her, please don't do it based on the running line last time out. That race was a complete anomaly. You can see it in the running line. Mid-race, she's 4th, but 10 lengths to make up. That's because Cambiata, who won the race, was winging up top. She opened up 10. She strung everybody else out, and she kept rolling, and everybody else just wondered what happened.
Right.
So the race, the flow of that race, the way that race has come back, please, 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 if you don't like So Royal, fine, but don't hold her last race against her. It was not a true race.
Okay. Sounds good.
Well, I'm trying to build you up. You used your second.
Oh yeah, well I didn't think about the Cambiata part of it, but I just thought the layoff and the connections and everything, and the horses run well in the past, so I just thought he'd run good in here today. We have about 33 minutes before our first race post, Pete. Then we got a beautiful day here, fast track, firm turf course, and I guess the big news today, besides the Breeders' Cup this weekend, is that we have a $50,000 jackpot guarantee in the Rainbow Six, starting in race number 5.
Well, the intriguing thing about the sequence is you're going to have a lot of people with a lot of different singles. I think that, you heard me all morning long talking about, I like this horse a lot, I like that horse a lot, this horse is singleable, that horse is singleable. If everything plays out the way I think me and then the entire Miami Gardens contingent will have the Rainbow Six. But again, that's the beauty of the sequence. You beat 2 or 3 of those horses. Now all of a sudden you've blown everybody out because there's going to be a lot of common singles on this Rainbow Six ticket. And if those common singles win, it's going to result in another guarantee into tomorrow's card. If they don't win, you could be taking down some big dough here today.
Well, it's fun. We'll see how it happens throughout the afternoon. Pete, do a good job up there today, and I'll be listening to you. Make sure you're right on course.
Well, I'm glad you will. I also know that our stage manager, Dave Joseph, and all the boys in the TV truck keep me on a pretty tight leash. We'll see how it plays out here this afternoon. It's a very, very good card. It's a multi-leg friendly card. We should mention that. We have multi-leg wagers back on the betting menu here today. The Pick 4 starts in race number 3, Rainbow Six on race number 5, Pick 5 on race number 6. A very, very good card with beautiful weather conditions for horse racing, and first post time 31 minutes away.